like, oh, you won't be getting any of the stuff pre-launch. You won't be able to post a Metacritic, you won't be able to post a score. But hey, guess what? We still value you. Come to this event and play for 8 hours. That's the only reason why.
There's so much like sour grapes in the coverage.
Over the past year, the Access media has made Stellar Blade a target. They have constantly attacked it, and also the people who are playing this title, because they say you are objectifying women and disrespecting women if you dare to pick up this game. And of course, we knew that when the PC version finally came out, the meltdowns were going to be spectacular because of the modding scene, and it's already begun. I have a few different things to show off, but before I
have a few different things to show off.
Topic. If you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description.
Check out the links in the description.
The community and my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I absolutely loved Stellar Blade last year. Of course, there were games that came out that were better than it, like Black Myth Wukong. That was just a step above the rest. But Stellar Blade was my #2 game of the year. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I highly recommend a lot of people check it out. And yes, one element to it are the very attractive female characters and how sexy Eva's sex appeal is not a bad or a negative thing. You can enjoy looking at pretty characters and not be a guru. But of course, that's not the way that the Access media wants to paint the situation. They want to say that you are a disgusting person, you objectify women, and you're just a terrible individual all around if you dare to want your female character to show off a little bit of skin. And of course, when this launches in a few weeks on PC, we know that there are going to be so many hit pieces put out about this game, and they are now already starting, because The Gamer, we have Games Radar, and even Vice going out of their way to say that it's taken less than 72 hours for Stellar Blade's demo to get bombarded with raunchy mods. It's so hilarious to me, because these are the same people that were praising something like Baldur's Gate 3 mods when they added dick jiggle physics. And hey, listen, if that's really the way you want to mod your game, you totally go for it. But there
She's acting like being gay is a bad thing. I like my dick jiggle figures, you know what I'm saying?
okay with sexualized mods when it's content they support, but when it's content that they deem offensive, oh my gosh, sharpen your pitchforks. So let's start off with this The Gamer article.
Sharpen your pitchforks, mate.
It says Stellar Blade is actually a pretty good game at its core, full of fast-paced action and an interesting world, but it shall
I don't think anything.
always and forever be known as the game for the terminally down bad gamer, thanks to the scantily clad main character.
Catch me outside, how about that?
Eve. Okay, guys, so Tomb Raider is a game for the perpetually or terminally down bad gamer. Nier Automata is a game for the terminally down bad gamer. How so many fighting games are. I mean, you could go on and on. Just because you have a set of attractive characters in a title does not mean you are a down bad gamer if you simply want to support it. The game itself is fun. They literally admitted it, but of course, they can't put their bias to the side and they have to find some angle in which to attack it, and this is how. There are a wide variety of costumes you can wear to show off her assets, and some are about as raunchy as you can get on PlayStation.
True. What she said is very true.
Without having her run around in the buff, I think that this also is just so telling, because they're not talking about the fact that you can wear a full body, head to toe latex suit. You can cover
Yeah, why don't they talk about that? That's crazy.
her from, you know, toes to neck. No. Oh, well, there are costumes that highlight her assets, and we can't have that. It says Stellar Blade's PC release is another matter entirely, though, as while all the official content walks the NSFW tightrope, the same can't be said for the many raunchy mods that we all expected would be made once the game finally made its way onto Steam. That will happen later this month on June 11th, but thanks to the recent release of the demo, the raunchy mod floodgates have already opened. It should not matter to them what you do with your game.
Yeah, that should not matter. If I want to give her a dick jiggle physics, let me do it. Get the she-mail going. Who gives a fuck?
I, of course, am somebody who talks a lot about mods on this channel. I think modders are absolutely fantastic because they make some games playable, right? There are plenty of titles that release now that have bugs and glitches or missing features that modders end up fixing, that modders end up making it a better experience, and I think that that is fantastic. But when it comes down to costumes, if you want to use a nude mod, you go for it. Why? Because it's your copy of your game. It shouldn't bother me what you do with your copy of your game. But of course, the access feels that they are above.
Wow, nice freeze. I feel like Vera Dark doesn't actually really care about any of this. And she's just saying this to get clicks. I know it sounds harsh. That's just how she sounds, though.
Yeah. So
It doesn't sound like she has any passions. Like, she sounds robotic almost. Maybe that's just because her voice, the way her voice sounds. I don't know. Did anybody else pick up on that, though?
Everybody else, that they are an authority in the gaming industry, and so when they tell you,
She's forcing emotions out. Like, it's not real. Like, look at her face right now. You get what I'm saying?
But it sounds exciting.
Am I going crazy?
helping my type on the positive end for this one success.
you shouldn't be doing this, they expect you to listen. At the time of writing, there are currently 33 mods for Stellar Blade on the website Nexus Mods. Most of them placed firmly in the adult category. I think that once it finally fully releases on PC, Nexus Mods is going to explode. I think that there are going to be tons of people flooding the site with NSFW mods. I think that Nexus is probably going to try to take down as many as possible. I think it is going to be an absolute
Yeah, fuck Nexus though, man. They're such fucking dumbasses, bro. God, it pissed me off.
clusterfuck. You have your tame stuff such as catsuits for even mods that make her rear and chest comically large, but then you have some mods that are a lot harder to explain if someone catches you downloading them. It shouldn't matter to somebody else what you are downloading for your copy of your game. You've got a series of mods that alters Eve's existing suits to have her bits peeking through, as well as a couple of mods that just strip
Her bits. Just say it. Her fucking bits, bro.
tired me now. I personally don't use nude mods in my games, but I would absolutely go out of my way to download one to trigger the journal so that they see that the download count is one higher. I will always do that because I think that it's funny to troll these people because they melt down over literally everything. You'd also believe that a game like Stellar Blade, which is arguably some of the most conventionally attractive characters in video games, would be safe from the standard yossification mods that are usually made for games with female leads, but no, there is indeed a mod that claims to give Eve a beautification, which is possibly the only one I can safely link to, without accidentally subjecting someone to the degenerate parts of the internet, even though, again, the gamer has put up very questionably titled, even articles in the past, with links to questionable content. I'm not going to click any of the mods or show any of these screenshots, but this was an article from The Gamer in 2023. Baldur's Gate 3 players upset at the lack of willy physics, and then they actually link to a Reddit post where people link to a mod that gives you dick jiggle physics. I don't know what it is with them, right? They've got absolutely no consistency at all whatsoever, but the Gamer isn't the only outlet that's melting down. Here we have Games Radar. Stellar Blade already has mods thanks to its Steam demo, and you simply, how could this have happened? I stand here stunned, surprised, and shell-shocked. They think that they're so funny, yet all they really do is look ridiculous by putting out articles like this where they're basically sitting there just constantly complaining about content that has been flagged as for adults. Just below this nude trio, you'll find mods for typical PC gaming stuff like anti-stutter and shader optimization, so it's like they're really upset over the fact that the mods that actually affect like the gameplay and fix things like stutter and shader optimizations, that those are technically downloaded less than the new mods. It's like Stellar Blade already has adult mods on PC despite the demo releasing days ago. What does it matter if the demo released 2 hours ago if there are mods? It really shouldn't. Even though Stellar Blade's PC demo just released a few days ago, players have already modded adult content into the game. The new mods overhaul Eve's nanosuit to make it...
I want some of those mods. Are they on Nexus?
restaurant stands, you get food. But again, a very cluttered kind of UI for selecting the characters, where even the different costumes have their own slot as almost as individual characters.
Yeah, so you got like rows and rows of Mario in different outfits, versus like one Mario where you can just scroll through the same little window and then see the different outfits. Yeah, it's a little.
It looks like some of the people who went to this event got a chance to talk to Mr. Yabuki, who's the producer and has been on Mario Kart for a while.
The hobby of arms.
There was not a lot of new details out of this. Again, it felt like he was restating a lot of things that we already knew. There were a couple things that are even worth mentioning. Rolling Stone asked about 200cc mode, because that was one of the questions. I'm like, so is that there or not? And he confirmed it's not there. But he very heavily teased that it's going to be coming through some sort of future update. He said some players are really happy.
Visible, and without saying more, I think you get the picture. Oh, modding is okay. They're saying that you are corrupting your product, even though you literally have the developers coming out and saying that they fully embrace mods. They are praising modded support.
We get the point.